scared me.
Yes, ma'am. I can see I scared you, okay? I'm sorry.
Calvin Washington, 1030 section?
Calvin Jefferson, 930 section.
Yes, well, I was just leaving. Something you wanted?
Well, yes, Professor Miller. I wanted to talk to you about my grades. My grade in the Shakespeare project, especially.
What did you get Calvin to be? Something like that?
That's right. Something like that.
Well, I don't have office hours today at all. It's very late already. I just have to make a call. But if you'd like to make an appointment for a conference, I'm not booked yet next month. Up to the interest yet.
Now, that's 2 weeks. I have to talk to you right now.
But what's it about? I mean, the grade is self-explanatory. Good be work. So what's the problem?
I want to sit down and I want to talk about why I got that grade. And all my grades are point of fact.
But I don't have office hours today. It's very late already, and I have another commitment. Maybe tomorrow.
I have to talk to you right now.
There's a faculty meeting tomorrow. I can meet you here afterwards, around 12:30, right after Professor Ross is scheduled to use the desk.
I got a job tomorrow. Can't you talk to me right now?
And what's it about? I don't see the emergency.
I just told you what it's about. My project and my grades is what it's about.
Just stop shouting, will you? I'll give you a few minutes now. Okay. Now then what?
How come all I ever get from you is B? This is the third project I've done for you, and all I ever get is B.
Are you joking? This is what you wanted to talk about. A B is an excellent grade.
No, it's not. A is excellent. B is good.
You don't think you deserve an A on this project, do you?
No, but I got to know how to improve myself somehow, so maybe sometimes I can try for an A. I wouldn't even mind on one of those projects if I got a C. That's average, you know what I mean? Or a D. But all I ever get from you is B. It don't matter what I do in that speech communication class, it seems like. I come in and begin at it about 3 months ago on that opening admissions. Shoot, I didn't know which end was up. I stood there and I give this speech you assigned on my hobbies.
About basketball.
Franklin Perkins give that speech. Sits in the back row.
Yes, right, Franklin.
I give some dumb speech about the hobbies of making wooden trays.
I remember that.
Except I didn't have no hobbies. I made one in high school, one time, and that's all.
Well, that didn't matter. It was the speech that counted.
Well, that was the sorriest speech anyone have ever heard in their lives. I mean, I was scared to death. I couldn't put one word in front of the other. No way I tried. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, lasted 2. And you give me a B.
Well, it was your first time up in class, and you showed a lot of enthusiasm and effort. I remember that speech.
It was everyone's first time open class, right?
Yes, of course.
That girl that did hers yesterday, that Judy Horowitz, first time she was up in class too. And she gave a speech about how to play a guitar. And man, she brought in charts, taught us how to read chords, and played a musical piece herself. And she memorized the whole speech by heart. And you give her a B.
Well, Judy's organization on her outline was a little shaky, as I recall.
I didn't even turn the outline in.
You didn't?
I didn't. Didn't you notice?
Yes, of course. It's just been some time. Let me see. Yes, right here. I see you didn't hand it in.
I didn't.
You better do that before the end of the term.
I can't. I don't know which way to do no outline.
Well, that doesn't matter. Just focus on improving yourself in other ways.
What other ways? The only thing you ever say about anything I ever done in there is how I have to get rid of my substandard urban speech.
Well, yes, you do. You see, that's your real problem, Calvin. Your substandard urban speech. It undercuts your positive communicator's image. Remember how I gave a lecture about that? About how all of you here have substandard urban speech because this is a urban college. But it's perfectly okay.
That's how come I keep getting a B?
That's.
Huh?
That's. Not that's. Can't you hear the difference? That's one of the words in the substandard black urban pattern. No final T's. It undermines your positive communicator's image, labeling you. It's street speech. Brownies. Don't you remember? I called everyone's attention to your particular syndrome in class the minute you started talking. It's last, not last. First, not first. That's your friend, that good old final T. You're it when I talk.
Sometimes when you say it, hitting it like that,
Well, you should be going over your exercises in your speech book all the time and recording yourself on your tape recorder.
I don't got no tape recorder.
Well, borrow one.
On that Shakespeare scene I just did, that's how come you give me a B? Because of the final T's?
Well, you haven't improved your particular syndrome, have you?
How come you keep on answering me by asking me something else?
And that's the other one.
What other one?
Other most prevalent deviation. You said axing me instead of asking me.
That's right. How come you keep on asking me something else?
Asking me, Calvin, asking me.
I just did.
Oh no, that is classic substandard black, textbook case. See? Asking and axing. I am asking you the question, but the woodcutter is axing down the tree. Can't you hear the difference? Here. Go to page 105. It's called a sharp S problem with a medial position substitution. Skin, screw, screen. Those are the sounds in the primary position. Asking, frisking, frisking. That's medial position. And flask, task, mask. That's final position. Now, you should be going over those exercises, reading those exercises over and over again. I mean, the way you did the Othello scene was just ludicrous. Good gentleman, I axe thee. That meant Othello was chopping the gentleman down.
How come I had to do that Othello scene anyhow? I didn't get any choice. And Franklin Perkins, Sam Washington, and Lester Brown, they had to too.
What do you mean?
And Claudette Jackson, Doreen Simpson, and Melvin Jones, they got themselves assigned to Cleopatra on the Nile.
Everyone was assigned.
But everybody else had a choice. That Judy Horowitz, she said